All right, welcome to episode 30 of the Subscription Podcast. I'm Paul Chambers here with my esteemed co-host Bradley Coster and Louis Ricard.
I'm glad you mentioned me first.
Yeah, I want to change it up a little bit. Also, keep Louis in check sometimes.
What did I do? It's episode 30. We should be happy. It's a big milestone.
Happy. Yeah. This means we've done 10 episodes 3 times for those of
That's
you.
it. We've
doing
just
math at home.
recycled content.
Yep. We're excited. We got a lot to talk about today, including a great suggestion. Well, it would have been a great suggestion for upcoming Valentine's Day, but you can still do it, actually. So we'll get into the news here in a second. We're going to be talking about some new opportunities opening up with the Vision Pro and what's happening out there. We're going to give a shout out to a new service that we found, and then see where the day takes us.
Guys, I'm so sorry. This is a sponsor call.
You got a sponsor call?
I'm dead serious.
For SubSummit?
This is Louis.
He's being serious.
No way.
It's like, what's going on?
I don't want to. We shouldn't cut this.
No, I think we should
did
keep
you
this.
get my voicemail by chance?
No way. No.
Okay, so he left a voicemail.
I sure hope he didn't screw this up.
Tech sales call in the middle of a podcast. And we're back here with episode 30.
Can you please play this
so
on
good.
the Monday meeting?
That's so good.
We won't have to. I mean, anybody can watch this because it's going into the final edit of the podcast.
Because I didn't hear what you said, which, by the way,
You can watch and listen.
if you're at home and you try to do a sales call with 2 people whispering, and if you I almost cracked up a bunch of times. Sometimes I didn't even hear what you could say because I was like, what are they saying?
Yeah.
It was a lot of back and forth, and I'm really happy because this is a great company that could be a great sponsor that could provide so many great solutions to our merchants this year. So very exciting stuff. Thank you for holding. How may I help you?
Thank you for having us. I don't know what just happened.
I feel very rude, but my job duties are
Do what you gotta
podcast
do,
second.
man.
Yeah.
Listen, this is what I love. I don't know how to say this without sounding like pretentious or like I'm trying to sell something, but I love SubSummit because we just want it to be great for everybody.
Yes.
We actually truly do. We're not just trying to it's legit. So it's fun. And we want to help them get leads and grow their business, and everything works out from there.
It's the reason we care is because we understand how important and valuable this event can be. Not because we want to see the revenue will come because of how great, valuable the event is. It's not about selling thing to sell something. And that's why I don't even consider what we do sales. It's about providing an experience and connecting people that have similar goals and that need one another to attain those. And that's the best part.
Yeah. And occasionally blasting somebody in the face with a t-shirt cannon.
More than once. And we enjoy doing it. And they love trying to receive it.
All right. So let's talk about the news here happening out in the world of subscription. Pretty awesome new subscription that Applebees came out with. So if you're looking... Well, you can actually because it's sold out in record time, right? In 1 minute.
You can look at it, but you can't touch it.
Think about this idea. Or you can now we want to inspire others. Applebee's came out with a date night subscription. Tell us about the date night subscription, Louis.
The date night subscription is something that I hope Jenna hasn't seen because I can't subscribe to it.
Yes.
But so Applebee's came out and said, hey, you know what? We have a very loyal customer base. Why don't we offer them a subscription date night pass? That can help them come. It's $200.
It covers
roughly a year of weekly date nights.
What a
and that's for
idea.
$200. So the math, I don't know how it's mathing, but what a great thing though.
It covers up to $30 for food and non-alcoholic beverages, which is fine. So they know they're banking on you coming in and probably maybe spending more, getting a drink or two, whatever. I do one thing about this. I do think a weekly date night is a little much for people with kids. I mean, we struggle to find a monthly date night. If you don't have kids, then a weekly date night makes sense, and that's nice. Maybe every other, or maybe once a month date night or something. But
so my pondering on that logic is, what did they know about their customers that made them decide this is a great cadence, or did they not know and they just kind of went for a guess here? Yeah. That's the interesting thing of, we always talk about personalization and customization. So is that why they decided to do this? But there's a lot, it goes in such a great line of thinking because the pass is officially starting to be available starting tomorrow, or, I don't know when we release this, but February 1st. and it'll be valid all throughout the year. Pass is valid 52 times. And it's correlated to studies that have shown that date nights are back after COVID. People are more willing to spend, and they're more likely to go back to their regular spots. So I think it's the perfect time for them to come out with this.
You know what my favorite thing to give as a gift to people right now is?
A high five.
Yes, always a high five. A coupon book. Love giving coupon books.
Dude, what a great gift.
It is. You know, you write like nice stuff in there, like I'll wash your car for you, whatever. So if you couldn't get the Applebees date night subscription, you can make a little coupon book for one coupon for date night every week or every month or whatever works for you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you meant like an actual, like you bought a book that has actual coupons.
I make my own coupon books. I take a piece of paper, I fold it in half, and then I make my own coupon books. But I do think here's what I like about this. One, it creates that frequency with the consumer. They probably hopefully use some data in there. And remember when we pitched Olive Garden? This is Bradley, where in our video you do like do the like, and you drop a clip of us like pitching the Olive Garden subscription that should be
Primo Vino.
Primo Vino. The paid membership program is called Olive Garden Primo.
That's so
good. Could Olive Garden work a wine club into this as well? And this one's called Olive Garden Primo Vino. Right?
So guys, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take any word and we're going to add O or A behind it. And that's going to sound somewhat flavorful.
Just the rhyme of it. Like, you were already pushing it with the Primo and the Primo Vino.
It's the Primo Vino.
Never forget.
Yeah.
Never. I don't
includes
know
wine, includes like unlimited soup, salad, and breadsticks, which you already get, but we're going to make it think you have to be a member for that. Things like that. It creates a frequency. It creates loyalty. But it builds on that relationship and builds with the brand. So I hope they're super successful with this.
And
well, they already are because they sold out. So.
Well, that's my question. So when you sell out this quickly, what's the next step for them? Release it on a wider scale?
No, it created buzz. It got some media attention. Look, I think they can expand this. I think they should expand this with their membership and look at. I think for them, this should be a learning experience. Now use the data points to see how often are people coming in, what are they buying. I mean, Panera Bread has been wildly successful with its memberships, albeit they've been sued for their charged lemonade as part of that. But that's a totally separate thing. They have been wildly successful in driving customer loyalty, driving repeat purchases. So this, if you're dipping your toe in the water, something like this and trying out, let's say they sold only 100 of them or whatever it was, study the data, continue to improve it, continue to build out. And Applebee's owns, I believe they're part of a larger chain and have multiple other restaurants. Roll it out to those other ones too. Cooper's Hawk, who will be at SubSummit, wildly successful with their membership program. Wildly successful.
I think anything revolving around food and it's just the opportunity,
especially places you love and you're loyal to,
and that are staples in like at least Applebee's in U.S. life. Like there's an Applebee's everywhere.
Yeah, there's no reason why you shouldn't. If you're a large chain, shouldn't be offering some sort of membership or loyalty program. I swear, we didn't have to talk to somebody at Olive Garden. This has to happen. They have to do this. This is like, it's a no-brainer. I'm going to be...
You're actually agitated about this.
Yes. I don't have to be mad or happy when they actually do it. I'm going to be mad that they stole my idea. Didn't tell me. And I'm going to be happy that they did it. You know? I'm just going to be happy for them. I'm just going to be happy for them. I went through a whole range of emotions.
Way to recover.
I'm just going to be happy for them.
Because love is in the air, Paul. And that's what we love about Applebee's. They are promoting love and subscriptions to things that definitely mix well. You know who else has love in the air?
Nope. Better transition. Better transition for you here.
You have it? Oh, you have it.
Speaking of date nights, you got to look good for a date night, right?
Ooh, snipe.
You got to look good for your date night.
I'm listening.
What's the number one way to look good for your date night? You get on that Stitchfix train, and it coordinates to the music you love.
Are you writing the ad as we speak? Like, this is good. I like it so far.
So here's the next piece of news. Stitchfix teams up with Spotify to give shoppers a quote-unquote style tune-up. I would imagine that my recommendation, if it's connecting to Stitchfix, is going to be like just bell bottoms. I listen to is Disco Duck every day.
Or the song Bell Bottoms.
No, not Bell
Bell
Bottoms.
Bottoms.
Disco Duck. It was actually Disco Duck was named one of the most annoying songs ever.
I wonder how legit it is with listen to lyrics. It's probably not about lyrics at
all.
I know. It'd be funny if it was apple bottom jeans and you just get
it's just a playlist made. Jeans. That's amazing. That's almost an even better idea. It won't generate any revenue, Bradley, but you're onto something.
Yeah, I think it's cool.
So customers, what they're doing to begin their style tune-up journey, I don't know why I used my radio voice there, they can head to Spotify. They'll answer a few questions. What's that? A personal quiz to get more data on your customers? Well, how interesting. About their personal style. From there, the experience will unveil the trend from Stitchfix's 2024 style forecast that most embodies their unique style. And then Spotify will then curate a personalized playlist that captures both their style and music preferences. That I don't know it personally adds any value to my life, but that's cool.
Yeah, mine would be like all black clothes and like nose rings and stuff.
You would just have some like dark, really hardcore rock.
No, I'm not hardcore rock. I listen to like faster paced, faster tempo music.
It's about your outfit. It's not about what you like music wise. It's about your outfit.
Well, and that would be interesting because then there's like, to me, that's like a curiosity thing.
Yeah.
Like, do those things correspond? Even if I don't even listen to the playlist again, it's just like a really cool thing. Like, there's a few things Spotify does that is similar. But yeah, it's more of like wow, that's interesting. I never thought how, my look can, reflect that. So
look, Stitch Fix, not a subscription.
Never. But it's they make a good point. I'm still reading because this is very interesting. One of their quotes is they mine billions of data points from over 100 million fixes to create the 2024 style forecast. And nearly 4 in 5 of their clients are taking outfit inspiration from their favorite artists. Mm-hmm. Who's the biggest pop star in the world right now?
Justin Timberlake. Just kidding.
Hi,
when did you answer that question?
Yeah. Travis, that Kelsey football player's girl.
Wow.
Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
That's going to make a lot of people angry that you said that.
How are your daughters not angry at you all the time?
Oh, I know where you're getting at.
But yeah, so Taylor Swift, really influential person. Like people are tailoring their outfits to what she's wearing, to what she's promoting, right? So it's
pun intended.
Respect. So this is a very interesting thing. I think we often don't correlate fashion and music, subconsciously, but something like drawing a path for customers that have
that's
both
super interesting.
Fashion,
okay, so all right, so I was all messed up thinking like if you were to do, nobody can.
You were still
like
on
I'm not
like
t-shirt and jeans every day, but yeah, like you imagine my daughter's clothing style tailored to here we go Taylor and Taylor to their listening habits. That'd be super interesting.
Yeah.
So is this pretty much a data play, or is it more of, I mean, I guess it's both in terms of like getting people on Stitch Fix and getting people on Spotify, but I wonder what's more important to them there.
I think the data will play. I mean, it's a huge play in this, but I think it also speaks to a component of successful subscription brands that we've noted in the past. It's discovery and delight. And I think that's the biggest example of it, right? You don't think of the two similar traits between fashion and music. They're drawing that line for you, and they're helping you understand, okay, I'm listening to Eminem. Maybe Stitch Fix can craft me an outfit that is Eminem tailored, right? How many Detroit natives would, enjoy that? And you got to think of it that way. And there is really the potential for it is incredible in my opinion, because you can really take any angle you wish to help your customers get that experience. Now, the biggest thing is how budget conscious are the people that are already on Spotify? You really got to figure that out. Is this a bundling experience at this point? Does it become you have to pay for both? How does it work? I don't think the financials. I was
curious to know the ease of entry and getting through to this. Like, do I have to be signed up for both, or can I have a free subscription on both and you just need my email? Like that's something that I might need to check out.
Because for you, Bradley, like that Spotify and Audible thing made sense, right? You didn't have to do anything.
Right.
Like you were premium members.
Just an upgrade, and I'm already paying
Audible
that much.
Came through, so it's great. So if Stitch Fix is different, that involves a whole onboarding experience. You still have to go to Spotify to answer those questions. So it's still like native to the app that you're familiar with. Feels very, I don't know the details of it. We could probably have fun and try it at some point, but
interesting.
Could be an interesting mode.
Yeah, I might give it a shot. I can get back to you guys and maybe on the next podcast, just because it's out of curiosity. I think that's probably why a lot of people will do it, and I think that's smart. That surprise and delight you don't think a lot about with music. You think about physical items. So
interesting. Well, I'm excited to see you in your apple bottom jeans.
Heck yeah, boots with a fur.
With the boots with the fur. Speaking of date nights, let's continue down the date night path. Another thing you do on date nights is watch TV, watch a movie, something like that. Amazon has begun showing ads on Prime Video.
You guys, I had the weirdest customer experience in my life when I learned about this.
So I saw somebody post this on X, and I chimed in and said, they're like, I'm so upset with Amazon introducing this ads like tier now that I don't have to pay for ads. But how's that any different than a SaaS company that just rolls out a new tier and they offer you different features and functionality within it?
I think it's tough.
Are we used to that? Why do we complain about it in the D2C world?
Well, because like people have been accustomed for Prime Video to be available for free for everything. Like you pay once, that's done, right? Like the library of content they have now is so extensive that people have enjoyed those perks of watching.
On Hulu, I get ads. And I pay
No,
but I pay for the ad-free version, but sometimes I get ads. And I don't know what to do or how to stop it, and I don't know how to fix it, and so I just give up and I don't care. I feel like my kids should suffer too through ads because I had to as a kid growing up.
That's a terrible bad take.
Is that bad?
Bad take.
Why?
I kind of like it.
Isn't the whole
discipline?
Isn't the whole concept of leaving this earth in a better place than you found it?
No, you should. I had to suffer. You have
Not
to
in
suffer.
this case.
You sound like the guy who says, "I walked 3 miles, both sideways, no shoes."
Listen, I actually, as a kid, I appreciated the commercials because that was the time to go to the bathroom. That was the time to go get more Cocoa Puffs.
Well, guess what? You're training the bladders to be bigger, so they're welcome. But so I was mentioning my customer experience because the moment I realized this was 5 minutes after I hit subscribe on Netflix. Because we were looking for a movie.
We're talking about Amazon here.
I understand. We were looking for a movie that was only available on Netflix, and I realized I was like, you know what? It might be time to pull it to just buy to get the membership for Netflix. So I got the membership, and then we're like, oh, never mind. We'll watch something else because we don't want to deal with the Netflix setting up and stuff like that. So after dropping $15 on this, I go to Prime, and the first thing it says, "Do you want to upgrade for $2.99?" I was like, hell no, because I had just bought this, but I guarantee you, had I not made that purchase, I would have said, no problem, 100%. I would have spent.
You've hit your upper limit on investment in streaming services.
That's what it was.
And we've thought about share of wallet across all sectors and not just competitors. And I think that's coming true for a lot of subscriptions.
Yeah. So existing members will now have ads, and they have to upgrade. So nobody is grandfathered in.
Nope. And it was a little rude. Like, not gonna lie, like there was no email saying this is coming up. It was, I tried to go watch a show and it said, you're about to see ads.
There's no email.
I could check. Yeah. But I didn't see any notifications.
I didn't get an email. And I know YouTube TV, whenever they've done anything like this, they have put out a whole thing.
For sure, Amazon, there's no...
I don't want to slander anyone.
So we should check into it. However, I get Amazon emails all the time, but maybe it's opt out just because it's a different segment of their thing. So that is something that we should check out. But YouTube always does a pretty good write-up about it. It's a little corpse speak, but at least they kind of give you a heads up.
Yeah. Let me see my Amazon account. I got one somewhere. I'm going to log into I have a different email address that gets all my emails from Amazon. So
the thing is, I never opted out of anything in terms of, it could have been forever ago, but I never opted out of anything.
An update to Prime Video on 12/27/23. Writing today about an upcoming change. Prime Video experience starting January 29th. Include ads.
Dang it.
So they did tell you. Okay, so that's a good note, and I'm glad we checked that. However,
call me a liar.
I didn't get the email. And I know because I'm very, very clean with my emails, and I know which one has the Amazon ones because I get emails all the time after I order. Yeah. So maybe I opted out somewhere. So I don't know if other people are going to experience that, and if it just hit them randomly.
Or a notification.
Listen.
Notification.
Prime is a very compelling value. Prime members enjoy a wide range of shopping savings and entertainment benefit, including... And they list like all the things you get with Prime. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, like 15 bullet points, you guys. quit your bitching about the $2.99 a month.
That's basically, the truth is it is the most valuable out of everything. But I think the mind of you see it pop up and I had this one thing and now I lost it just kind of out of nowhere. That's the initial reaction. I think that's what's
like a punishment.
It's just, I think what if they had pitched it as this? What if they had pitched it as, rather than like you now have to pay for no ads for $2.99, you want the Prime Plus tier. Yes. And Prime Plus includes some additional things. It includes ad free. It includes, next day with Prime shipping. It feels like that to me would have been a better delivery.
It's not about
you can do the expanded audio library.
Yeah, expanded audio library.
You get the full streaming service.
It's not about taking away. It's about enhancing your experience. It's
all
about
the
positioning.
I would have paid $6.99 for that, and show you the different tiers. I think, and that's what's going to happen now is they're gonna make another change. They're going to want to charge more for it, and you're going to nickel and dime people to death. And I think they could have taken a better approach. I don't disagree on that.
They're probably looking at the Netflix approach, and they've upped their prices 6 times in the last 6 weeks. Exaggerating, but close.
No, but it feels
so when you look at it, Netflix does have record number for subscribers, given the fact that they went through that whole cracking down on the password sharing. It does bring an interesting point of like, maybe people are okay with this.
Maybe.
So I think an Amazon, like a push notifications would have been great too. Like this is the last day
but
you're
I'm
gonna
not
enjoy this.
I don't use Prime Video enough to pay for.
I use it all the time.
$2.99.
But I'm still not going to pay. It's the same thing about the iCloud storage. Still haven't done it.
Thought I gave you money for that.
I gave it back.
We give you $1 bonus.
Yeah,
I didn't want to get taxed on it. So.
Oh gosh, that's worse. Not related to date night at all.
Could be.
But it could be someday. This could be interesting. Neurolink, one of our buddy Elon Musk companies.
Pal, some would call him.
Yeah, we're close friends. They implanted the first human Neurolink.
Called telepathy.
Telepathy.
Telepathy. I like it.
Telepathy.
Telepathy. Mm-hmm. Telepathy is the name of that first chip, right?
And will let people control their phones just by thinking.
Well, okay, I totally understand what it's doing. The first round here, they're implementing into those that are paraplegic or have trouble controlling motor functions and things like that. So they're assisting individuals that could use that assistance versus like just putting it into somebody like you and me that don't have any specific neural challenges and need the brain extra processing power. I think long term, you're going to see that, and you're going to see things like that, and it's cool. Like some of the demos that they showed, you can think because how annoying it is to have to like get out your phone, type the text message, and then like 9 times out of 10, I swear to God, it's a 90% time. I pull out the phone to do one thing, I get totally distracted, and I'm doing another. But if I can just sit there and think it, and it's done.
Bradley, I'm cutting you off because this man said, stop your bitching, because we didn't want to pay $2.99. And he said, do you know how annoying it is to pull your phone out of your pocket?
Yes.
And you're okay with these 2 statements being recorded in one show?
Well,
hit the music, Bradley. Shame. No, I totally get that point. And by the way, what you're...
Go ahead, play the sound effect you're going to play, Bradley.
It was going to be the...
That's great. That's perfect.
That's the one I was going to do.
The brain implant you were referring to is called the Link. So different names for each device.
Sure.
I would venture to say. I think the purpose of it sounds amazing. And I think there could be definitely... I don't know what the future holds for this. Like the near future, will consumers respond greatly to it?
You want me to tell you what the future holds for this?
Well, the FDA hasn't approved anything, by the way.
You jump into your car and you think to yourself, I got to go to the grocery store. And the car starts driving you to the grocery store.
Which grocery
store? On the way
store?
to the grocery store, you think to yourself, oh man, I totally forgot to empty the dishwasher. Then your Optimus robot fires up and starts emptying your dishwasher for you. And you think to yourself, man, I could really go for some chicken tonight. Really good, like that Italian seasoned chicken. And gosh, Brussels sprouts sound amazing. Then while you're at the grocery store, actually, sorry, when you even go to the grocery store, your robot's already gone for you because you thought about it during the day that you want to have all that. That's the future.
And I think that was overwhelming.
But it's real.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
It's really cool. My one thought of this, you know how like when you're about to pay for something on your phone, it's like double tap?
Yeah.
What's the double tap for this? Like what if you just purge, like I want chicken tonight. Yeah.
Just think and that's it.
Yeah.
You just double blink.
Yeah, but like, what if you think about
What
about intrusive thoughts? What if you just think about
Oh,
something
no, I don't want to pay for that.
automatically like, wait, whoa, I don't actually want to pay for that.
Your bill
so
just goes...
wait, hang on, time out. You are worried about intrusive thoughts? Because you search it on your phone every time anyway, and everybody already knows how visible your search is, unless you're using DuckDuckGo.
No,
it's
I'm
out
thinking
there,
about intrusive thoughts as in not coming in from Neurolink. I'm talking about the fact that like your mind can just think of bad things, and you're a normal human, but like something comes to your head, and you're like, Jesus, like that was bad. I shouldn't have thought that.
I wish
Louis
Louis
dead now,
I
just
wish
because
Louis
I thought
shut
about
the
it.
hell up, and it's like the robot just punches me in the throat.
Yeah, exactly. Like, man.
And then I'm like,
really
So that's what he's saying. There's like should be no confirmation on,
I don't like
sure.
this future. This is a bleak future that we just spun into.
Neuralink has to be smart enough to know
Right.
if it's a thought that exists over here, like depending on kind of which type of thought it is, it is. Look, there's devices out there now that like allow you to have more lucid dreaming. Like that's cool in itself.
Let me quote Elon Musk, because this is a great tweet. What do you call tweets on X now?
Posts.
It's a great
They're called posts.
post.
Yeah.
Enables control. So replying to the announcement, enables control of your phone or computer and through them almost any device just by thinking. Initial users will be those who have lost the use of their limbs, as you mentioned. Mm-hmm. And this is the good one. Imagine if Stephen Hawking could communicate faster than the speed typist or auctioneer. That is the goal.
Yeah.
And I think that statement alone, like that shows the vision. Mm-hmm. And I think there's tremendous upside to this. Like this is genuinely benefiting mankind.
Yeah. If we want to continue advancing here, we got to be a multiplanetary species, and we have to be smarter. Like you just have to this is probably the end of the human civilization. It was great knowing you guys.
Man, no, we can't. This is too many bleeps.
Enjoy it. But look, there's a ton of crazy tech coming down, and I was at NRF a couple of weeks ago now. I'm losing track of time. And I met a really cool company that builds robots similar to Optimus. And I was talking to one of the co-founders of the company about what's next with them with their robots. And they're going to start rolling out a subscription to the robots for businesses to start. So a business can subscribe to this robot rather than have to lay out all the capital. They can subscribe to it. It'll become a resource in their workforce. So it'll be moving pallets around a warehouse. It'll be doing simple assembly jobs, things that they're having a hard time finding humans to do right now. And I said, do you have any plan to roll out direct to consumer and allow consumers to buy these? They said, absolutely. First, we have to prove they're safe and can work in a workplace and a factory and things like that. And then you'll be able to have this robot in your house, much like Elon Musk had said the other day. Now he's famous for like getting way ahead of himself, but he said they think in the next year they'll be able to start shipping Optimus and people will be able to buy Optimus.
This always reminds me, like, is the full is the driving the full self-driving software like available?
Yeah, no, it's awesome.
They finally went live with it, because I remember like every year he was like, this is the year.
Yeah, no, it's still in beta, but it's version 12 I think right now.
Got it.
Or close to version 12. Really, really powerful. My girls start driving a little over a year, and so my plan is to get them the safest car on the road, which is a Tesla Model Y, close to it, and I'm gonna have fun kind of learning and playing.
This is going to be.
They won't have to drive their car though.
This is going to be SubSummit 2025's theme in some ways.
I would love to show a robot you can subscribe to on our stage in the future.
And
I'm trying to get
t-shirt.
that. Yeah, let the robot run the t-shirt.
He has a built-in.
Bradley, would you subscribe to a helper robot?
A helper robot is interesting to me. It depends on how functional it is.
You've watched the movies.
Yeah, no, I'm a big movie fan. I know all the bad things. It depends on how deep the functionality is. One that just does dishes is kind of cool, but one that does everything is a little weird to me.
I do like the idea of a cleaning robot.
Roomba, but like still like I know,
clean,
I know, deeper.
You know
Are we headed to WALL-E then, where we're all just morbidly obese and riding around in the?
That is one thing we gotta be careful
I will have
about.
seminars.
We don't have to do anything anymore.
I will have team seminars on top of team seminars. No one's getting fat in this office.
I think, and maybe the robots need to be very specific purposes, like that dishwasher robot that just kind of pops out of the cupboard, cleans up your counter, and then goes back in.
So this gets us into the great topic of another great device.
And we're going to wrap on this today. I think this is perfect timing here with the Apple Vision Pro.
Yeah.
Because so this has been very tech future focused today.
The ads are looking like they're pumping ads, and it's looking really.
It's
really
super
great.
expensive though. But man,
yeah, it's bound to be.
And you know what's interesting? Do you see like a lot of the big companies came out like Netflix and Spotify and said they will not be releasing native apps?
Yeah, that's really interesting.
And the other thing, and here's
That's
what I
more
think.
powered Apple TV Plus almost.
But look, the reality
Yes
is when
and
the
no.
look at guys. Remember when you probably maybe don't remember Bradley, maybe you do.
I was in another.
When the iPhone first came out. There weren't a ton of apps for it. Like
Yeah?
I remember my buddies developing the finger treadmill was like one of the early ones.
It was used for games
yeah,
mainly.
it
Yeah.
was novelty in the beginning, and I think Vision Pro is going to start off that way.
It was like kind of Chat GPT like that.
But I think
Don't really know what to do.
yeah, I think we're going to quickly work towards that of it being sort of mainstream. I think once more people buy it, Netflix will invest in the app for it, and you'll create experiences and so much more.
It's very much a build it that will come.
Yeah,
Apple's always been that way, and I think they've always made the right decision. I don't see
But
that.
if this
one tanking.
fails, here's my prediction: if this fails, God, it's going to be a long runway.
Is this a demise?
I had a weird thought today about like we're on the downswing of Apple's domination.
Who's next?
unless they buy
Microsoft.
Disney. Unless they buy Disney.
Unless they buy Disney, but that's just a content play.
Right.
I don't think it's going to change much for them.
No, yeah, you're right.
I think they haven't innovated enough. But the Vision Pro is super innovative. It is very cool in what it's doing and what it's done. It's just, can we live like that?
Yeah.
Like,
And I remember Google Glass. Do you guys remember that?
yeah. Oh yeah.
I thought that was going to go off. I don't understand how that tanks so
I
bad.
love the idea of it. Walking down the street and it identifying things for you. I could look at that building over there and see
I
all
don't
the
think we
tenants
were
in that
there yet,
building.
but I think we are there now to do that. If they relaunch that, it might work.
Maybe. Battery tech still needs to improve.
It
Like, and
depends
this
on
is
the-
what's
Agreed.
amazing to me.
It really
Agreed.
depends on the patents too. Like if Apple has enough patents around Apple Vision Pro, like you can't really access the technology, but once those are available, then you can really build anything like stemming off of that, which would help with the glasses. But my wife was just telling me like we were looking at the app and it shows the guy doing designs and he's just grabbing
Yeah.
the one thing and she's like, this is Iron Man. Like we're in a Marvel world of
Oh,
like,
we for sure are. Or just imagine Jenna with people she works with and helps from a
Yeah.
nutrition standpoint. And they walk in, she's able to immediately see how they're looking, how they're physically, like the app can assess how they're physically appearing that day. It can have all the stats up.
that's to
they
say
can,
like body fat percentage.
Yep, body
all-
fat percentage, things like that. It could show what they've eaten in the last week by connecting. This is what Johanna has started to do. I
Yeah.
think we talked about Johanna a little
We
bit
did.
on the list. Yeah.
Yep.
So, now you're getting into this connected life and connected world. It's tying into all your other subscriptions and your memberships that you have out there. What you bought, it'll show what you bought at Costco last week and can show that receipt. And so I think there's definitely some benefits to it. It's just an adjustment, and it's unusual to talk to somebody with that on their face.
That's what I was thinking. I think everything about it is great. It's just bulky as hell. And they made it look
Yeah.
cool. But at the end of the day, if the design doesn't it doesn't look welcoming.
But-
and they did all the right things. I could see it of this version being like, this is good, not great. And if they can come to what Bradley, you were saying of like the Google Glass concept, way less bulky, which is going to take a lot of years, I would assume, who knows, then that's the winning model at that point. Because I think it looks exactly like what you've been accustomed to, except it does more.
Yeah. Now, one of the other things that's interesting in this is there may be some people who, some of the companies don't want to get into developing apps for it. I think because it's so early and they want to see how it goes. But the other part of this is Apple's control of that ecosystem and the app marketplace.
Yeah.
Because right now, anything you subscribe to or buy within that Apple App Store, you're paying that 15 to whatever percent. I think it's 15% on there. And so, your Apple's taking a cut on that, and now they're going to be, continuing to do it in this space. But in the EU, recently Apple was cracked down on by them and now they're being forced to allow alternative marketplaces. And so maybe some of those guys are waiting to see if some of that starts to translate and happen over here. Yeah. And I hate to say it, because it's the one thing I like about Apple is it's way more locked down and way more secure by them controlling this. Third-party app marketplaces are going to change that.
It's bound to, I think.
Yeah. I mean, watch Super Pumped in the way like they controlled Uber and they locked down, like they missed it for a minute. But Uber put secret code in there and kind of blocked them and stuff like that. But it's like, it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. And I do hope they eventually allow like alternative marketplaces in the US, because I think it's going to open up the ecosystem more.
I think also you were mentioning like what Tesla did as far as pricing is great because it makes it affordable for everyone.
Yeah.
Apple is being very selective about who can afford this, in my opinion. Like it's only a certain type of people, a certain type of customers, which is fine if that's your target audience, but not making it widely available. And I'm sure there's a reason. It does limit the customer feedback on this, the impressions, how like it just limits you as a whole, and it also might hinder your bottom line. I don't know if that was a play. I'm sure it was, but it could be something to think about when you think about creating new devices and new technology. If Tesla was able to make their cars more affordable, and at market price, why can't other companies do the same thing?
Yeah, that'd be interesting. There's lots of opportunity with it. So it'll be fun to watch it. Did you reserve your Vision Pro headset then?
I just told you that I didn't want to pay $2.99 for the ad-free Prime, and you're asking me about this?
Bradley, did you reserve your Vision Pro?
No, but what I actually, that's a good little thing. So we just have a couple more minutes, but I wanted to bring this up in terms of the overall landscape of subscriptions and honestly, D2C in general because of how high of a price this is. And if I could, just for a couple minutes,
I want to
talk about premium pricing.
Ooh.
And what that means, what the psychology of it. You know, we had back in the Gentleman's Box days, we did the quarterly, and that was more of an expense, but a lot of people loved it. So what does that look like for something that someone might look at first and be like, that's way too high.
Yeah.
But what does that look like in terms of subscription? What does that look like in general? Maybe it'll sell really well still.
Because it's premium?
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of that. And you say, like, that is premium. Like, this is premium, and you look at the price, and that actually makes you want to buy it more.
I didn't realize it's coming out so soon. It's coming out February 2nd.
Yeah, we've talked about the concept of exclusivity, right? And that kind of refers to that premium model. And I think, to me, premium doesn't pertain necessarily to this product. And my reason why is this is a one-of-a-kind product, right? When you think of a company like FabFitFun or BattleBox, you have the regular box you can subscribe to every month, but you could also subscribe to a VIP box where you get more items, right? And those are the premium offerings where like people won't be afraid to spend more because they see the added value. Here, it's only one item.
Yeah, and the first.
Exactly. Right? And there's nothing underneath. There's no lower version, lower price model, or a higher price model. So you don't know, you're not feeling like it's a premium thing. You're just feeling that sense of exclusivity, which still pertains to your point. However, it doesn't tell you that you're having the best experience. It's just telling you that you're having the experience compared to a lot of other people who are not.
I don't know. This is like, to me, Vision Pro, you sit here and think about it, it's a want. It's not like, there's no need for this. Like if you want to be an early adopter and be cool, but like, what are you gaining by buying? What are you getting by buying this right now?
You get to say that you have it.
Yeah.
And that's part of the exclusivity thing. And it's cool tech, and people like cool tech. Is it a need? No, I don't really see anything that's a need. Eventually maybe there'll be some educational stuff and stuff like that, like, AR. It's not necessarily augmented, but still, it pretty much is.
But like, let's compare like Apple, different versions of Apple Watch. Like they have like entry level has different features and functionality, but then they've got like the super high end one. Like if you're into hiking and biking, it measures like all these different things that are related to the extra things you're doing. You use that for. I just don't like. I don't need a bigger TV or a TV closer to my eyes.
There's just one. There's just one.
Potentially a privacy thing for some. I mean, if you have your laptop out on the Mac, it will shut your laptop screen off and just put it on the Apple Vision. That's pretty cool.
I could see that.
That's not like it's not a necessity. But yeah.
I just thought.
I guess I'm on a plane ride and I want to watch a show in my own world. Live in my own world.
Is it really worth? Cool. How much is this? Would you say that
I would like
an expensive?
It starts at $34.99, but like if you got to get the 1 terabyte, like the biggest thing I've learned.
So would you say an expensive sleeping mask is worth?
Gosh, man,
$4,000?
I mean, you could do a keynote and it puts you in the hall what is it, Steve Jobs Hall, where he does like the main presentation, like just puts you in it. It's pretty cool. Then, I mean, that's a fun thing.
So once again, like, and that's the problem is you can think of 75 rebuttals of like, so like what you were mentioning, cool, but everyone is actually enjoying in-person events more than virtual now because they get to get that network in it, right? So that's another point. It can help with design potentially, but does it help you that much versus being on your computer where you've been used to doing this for like years? Like I'm looking at you, Bradley, because I'm like, you could probably use this to edit videos in some regards. Would that be more helpful? Perhaps, but is this worth $5,000? Like
it doesn't add anything. It's probably just that privacy thing of being able to pull up the laptop, and that's neat. But like, yeah, and you can multitask a little bit. You can have something on the side, something on that. But still, I mean, I think you're right. I mean, I think they need to double down on gaming because this is a gaming experience that you can't quite get. You can get it on the Oculus, but they don't do augmented reality nearly as well. No, they do like some see-through stuff, but it's not even like close to as good as like pass-through as it is in Apple. So just something to think about. I think gaming is a sector they should probably dive into because that is a unique experience that you would not be able to do anywhere else. And it's not just cool. It could be really, really fun and addictive.
But did you see I don't know which brand came out with this. They came out with it's a form of treadmill where whatever direction you go to, you're never moving. But like,
the flooring that does that.
Yeah, and I don't know. I have to find the brand. But
Disney did this. Disney's Labs did that.
So a partnership between now, like you said, Bradley, then you're taking your gaming experience to a whole new level, and we know gamers are willing to invest in their gaming experience, gaming chair, gaming setup, That's a target audience right there. That makes sense. And you could literally just say on the website, this is cool as hell. Like you don't need to sell it other than showing like, this is what you get to do. I think they're trying to sell something that's the only sellable attribute of it.
Stuff, everyday stuff.
Does that really get me going? No, it's just a status thing, I think, which Apple has banked on that status thing, right? How many people, I think John Roman had an episode on his podcast where he said he was shamed for being the green bubble text guy.
Yeah, right.
Right?
He should be.
That's a status thing. And so is Apple banking on this more as they develop new technology? Is that the way to go? Clearly, they know more than we do because of how well they've performed. But I got to tell you, I think the gaming thing, Bradley, is a genius move, especially with those partnerships we talked about.
Yeah. Well, it'll be interesting to see. I guess we're gonna know Friday, like how this sells.
Yeah.
I did not realize this is happening this soon.
You're gonna.
I can't bring myself to buy. Like, I really want one. I can't bring myself to drop $4,000 on it.
What would have been the cost? Yeah,
2,000,
2,000,
2,500. Yeah, you get it down to that. I would be
27,
like, okay.
27,
$27.99. Anything with a 2 in front of it.
$29.99.
Sure.
I just want to try it. I just want to see it.
I know. I want to try it too. We need a rich friend.
Chris.
Yeah, we do.
I think Chris George. Somebody convinced Chris George to buy this.
Oh, here he is. He's coming in right now. This is what you want.
Chris, come in.
Come here. I know. Hey, can you get us an Apple Vision Pro? We want to try, but we don't want to buy it.
Are you guys doing a segment?
Yeah. We're in the middle of the podcast right now.
In the middle of the podcast.
Louis took a sales call in the middle of the podcast today.
It's your meeting. Someone's very excited to meet you.
So you guys missed me. You guys want me back on the show?
No, we just really want you to buy us a Vision Pro.
We're using you.
We need funding.
Yeah, we want you.
Like this video, you want Chris George back in this seat.
Nope, really. Like the video if you want to buy a Vision Pro for
Vision
us.
Pro.
We asked for
That's
one
all we
thing.
need.
If you want Chris George back.
And to buy a Vision Pro for us.
It's a bundle.
So yes.
How many likes? 10 likes and we get this?
Is that yes for a Vision Pro?
Look at all of my family members.
He leaves upset. Like nobody. How is he so mad about this?
I think we did the wrong pitch. We did the wrong pitch.
We'll get him though. We'll get him. We'll grind it down.
Was it a yes? Yes on the Vision Pro?
He didn't say no.
He didn't say no.
Technically speaking, there's hope.
It will be.
If he's walking by, just ask him to give you a thumbs up out there. Let's see if he's going to do it. Do you see him?
This is.
Oh, he probably went the other way.
Oh, maybe he did.
Well,
there we go.
No Vision Pro today, but we'll keep working on it. So that was a chaotic podcast, but very well enjoyed. We talked a lot about some great opportunities for restaurants to continue to expand and look at membership and recurring revenue in there. The Stitchfix and Spotify, it's great ways for the most unlikely of brands to come together. You see some interesting things happening there. And then, we determined that you'd buy a robot, but you wouldn't pay for your $2.99 a month for Amazon Prime with no ads.
Call me crazy.
Yeah, no. The future is looking bright, though, and full of robots and things that we don't need to do anymore.
I feel like an oxymoron.
Yeah.
Put that together.
All right. If you like this episode, make sure you comment, like, whatever you want to do. Share with a friend, though. So we love and appreciate.
Yes. Or non-friend. Like, if you don't like something, like, this is cool.
Yeah.
Thought of you.
If you didn't like the episode.
If you hated
I remember, if you want to see Chris George make a guest appearance again, go ahead and leave some comment below. And tell him to buy us a Vision Pro.
Yes.
All
His
right.
email is.
We'll see you on the next episode number 31. Thanks for tuning in. Bye-bye.